Namaskaram. So in this discussion video, I am going to talk about important article from the Down to Earth magazine. And in this discussion, I am going to talk about Down to Earth magazine of 1 to 15 February. That means part 1 of the February month. So let's talk about important articles from this magazine. First article of this magazine is related to governance. Topic under groundwater level. Topic is Leave It Fallow. Haryana's scheme to dissuade farmers from growing paddy can not only arrest groundwater depletion but also prevent soil degradation. Jagmender Singh has bid adieu to paddy cultivation. Last year, he left over 3/4 of his 15-hectare farm uncultivated, which would have otherwise been under the crop. I could have earned lakhs of rupees by growing it, but paddy was destroying the soil. I am hopeful of getting some financial incentives from the government for leaving my land fallow, he says. Jagmender is a farmer based in Bardhana village of Jhajjar district, Haryana, and has grown paddy for years. Like the rest of the farmers in his village, a water-intensive crop paddy covers nearly 80% of the Bardhana's farmlands during the Kharif season. But the soil here is such that the irrigation water does not percolate down. Repeated water logging due to paddy cultivation has left a white layer of salt on the soil and reduced its fertility, says Jagmender. If farmers do not stop growing paddy, the soil will become completely infertile, says Ishwar Singh Jhakkar, technical officer at the Agriculture Department, Jhajjar. What come to the rescue of farmers of the village is a state government scheme, Mera Pani Meri Virasat, launched in 2020. Under the scheme, farmers get rupees 7,000 per acre, 1 acre equals 0.4 hectare, for growing a crop other than paddy in a field that was previously under paddy. Ironically, the scheme was aimed to help farmers facing the problem of falling groundwater levels, which is quite common in Haryana. A total of 4,628 of the state's 6,885 villages, 65%, have declining groundwater levels. 1,261 villages, that means 80%, have groundwater in safe levels, while 996 villages, 50%, are seeing a rise in groundwater levels. This was the find of a survey by Haryana Water Resources Conservation, Regulation and Management Authority (SWRA), which was constituted by the state government in 2020 to curb the fall in groundwater levels. In 2020, crops recommended under the Mera Pani Meri Virasat scheme included maize, cotton, pearl millet, pulses, vegetables and fruits. In 2021, the scheme was broadened to include more crops, oilseeds, onion, peanut, castor bean and soya bean, and was even offered if the fields previously under paddy were left uncultivated. As per a right to information reply from the state's agriculture department, 2,061 farmers left their field fallow in 2021 and 2,185 farmers in 2022. As a result, 25,600 hectare of paddy fields came under other crops in 2020 and 20,750 hectare in 2021 as per the state's economic surveys. The money distributed under the scheme in 2020 and 2021 stood at rupees 45 crore and rupees 31 crore respectively. In the following year, 2022, agroforestry crops such as poplar and eucalyptus were brought under the scheme and a target area of 40,000 hectare was set. The government received claims for nearly 38,000 hectare, of which 23,500 hectare have been found eligible. It says Economic Survey of Haryana 2022-23. One such farmer awaiting the incentives in Satpal area of Mehra village in Kurukshetra district. Satpal cultivated cauliflower on 0.4 hectare of his 5-acre farm instead of paddy. I made a decent earning from the vegetable. I have also applied for the scheme expecting to receive the incentive for avoiding paddy, he says. However, Satpal's reason for quitting paddy is quite different from Jagmender. His village is facing a rapidly declining groundwater from 29 meter to 41 meter between 2010 and 2020 as per HWRA data. Falling groundwater also made Surinder Singh Lathar of Kachwa village, Kurukshetra, replace paddy with bitter gourd on 2.5 hectare of his own 10 hectare farm. I earned much less than what paddy would have fetched, but I need to quit paddy because it depletes the groundwater. If the government sets minimum support price for vegetables, more farmers would be incentivized to quit paddy, he suggests. However, Wajir Singh, Deputy Director of Agriculture Department, Karnal, says that the government does buy crops grown under the Mera Pani Meri Virasat scheme from the farmers at minimum support price. Else, the farmers are paid the difference of the rate at which they have sold and the prevalent market price. However, Sandeep Singh Gora, State Head IT Cell of Bharatiya Kisan Union, Chadhone, is not happy with the implementation of the scheme. While the government has taken steps to conserve water, not much has happened on the ground. Farmers in my village replaced paddy with maize 3 years ago, but sold it at poor rates since there was not much demand for it, he says. Though I have left my land fallow last year and have applied at appropriate forums, I am yet to receive the incentive, complains Jagmender. First point is direct seeding solution. Another method that can be an alternative to paddy is direct seeded rice, DSR. In DSR, seeds are distributed in fields like in any other crop. On average, DSR requires 40% less water than the commonly used sapling transplant system, in which seedlings are grown in a nursery for about a month before being uprooted and transplanted into water-logged fields. The state government also gives an incentive of Rs 4,000 per acre to farmers for using DSR. Reports from the UN Food and Agriculture Organization says that DSR was the traditional way of growing paddy. The promotion of the sapling transplant technique during the Green Revolution was a huge drain on natural resources, says Virendra Singh Lathar, former principal scientist genetics and cytogenetics at the Indian Council of Agriculture Research, Indian Agriculture Research Institute, Delhi. DSR has certainly helped me reduce water use without losing income, says Mahendra Singh of Pundrak village of Karnal district. He has taken 2 new steps in his fields to curb groundwater usage. One, he has replaced paddy with water efficient jawar sorghum on 0.4 hectare, and 2, he has begun cultivating DSR on 0.4 hectare. Isam Singh of Karnal also says that he has been using DSR for the past 2 years. I have not faced any loss in yield or income and my water use has nearly halved, he says. Sandhu Singh of Kurukshetra says most farmers in his village, Gudha, have been using DSR for the past 3 years and groundwater depletion has stopped. As per 2023 Haryana government press release, DSR cultivation on nearly 30,000 hectares saved some 3,15,000 million liters of water in 2022. The government distributed Rs 29.16 crore as incentives for this. In the 2023 budget speech, the Chief Minister has set a target to get over 80,000 hectares under DSR in 2023-24. But Virendra Singh Lathar advises caution. Farmers will not leave paddy because income from the crop is twice of what they get from other kharif crops like maize and bajra. Instead of giving money to switch to other crops or to leave the field fallow, the government can give Rs 7,000 per acre to farmers who use DSR. He suggests adding that DSR also has the capacity to meet the state's water shortage. As per the Integrated Water Resource Action Plan 2023-25, published by Haryana in February 2023, the state had 30 lakh 3 crore 5 lakh 70,980 million liters of water available against a demand of 4 lakh 4,45,99,760 million liters. This means a shortage of 1,40,26,780 million liters. Since in simply you can conclude that 30 million is available, demand is 44 million and we say 14 million. Okay. So, demand is 44 million, 30 million is available. So, there is a shortage of 14 million. Since DSR gets ready 10 days earlier than sapling transplanted rice, it gives farmer more time to dispose of the residue. This will also be a big help in dealing with crop burning, Lather adds. There is a few very important images are given about the area of that region. I put that images in the slide so that you can pause the video and you can look at the images and learn something about it. Let's subtopic called dominant variant. A water guzzling paddy variety has ruled Punjab's farms for 3 decades despite calls for its discontinuation. Like Haryana, Punjab faces a problem of falling groundwater level. Experts say a paddy variety Pusa 44 is partially to blame for this. The 160 days variety, 30 days in nursery and 130 days are standing crop, was launched in 1994 by the Indian Council of Agriculture Research, Indian Agriculture Research Institute, IARI. It became quite popular due to its high yield and at one point occupied 3/4 of the state's farmlands, say some estimate, but it has been a big drain on the state's water resource. In 2017, Punjab Agriculture University PAU, Ludhiana declared it non-recommended and appealed to the Union Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare to denotify it. In 2019, a union government-led panel with members from Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan also partly blame it for air pollution in North India during winters because the variety leaves a huge volume of crop residue. Consequently, last year the Punjab Chief Minister announced that a variety would be banned in the state from 2024. However, a right to information investigation by Down to Earth finds that the variety has not yet been denotified, which means that it can still be used by the farmers. The query was filed with the Union Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare in November 2023 and the response was received from the IARI Genetics Department on January 9, 2024. PAU's data on crop area in Punjab under Pusa 44 accessed by DTE shows an overall decline of 26% between 2019-20 and 2023-24. However, in 3 of the 12 odd districts in the state's Malwa region, where the fall is groundwater level is more severe, Pusa 44's acreage has increased. These districts are Firozpur 82%, Barnala 67% and Patiala 21%. In Bhatinda -7% and Sangrur -60% district, the decline in Pusa 44 acreage is nominal. DT visited Patiala, Sangur and Barnala to understand why farmers still prefer Pusa 44. Farmers provided 3 primary reasons. Pusa 44 gives a yield of 4 tons per acre. 1 acre equals 0.4 hectare. While PR 126 at 120-day variety that PAU is promoting and distributing free in Malwa yields 3 to 3.5 tons, says Tejpal, a farmer from Kakrala village of Patiala. The grains of Pusa 44 are quite sturdy, while that of PR 126 break easily, which reduces its sellability. Tejpal cites as the second reason. Third, it is the 3,500 odd rice mills in Punjab that decide the variety we sow. Since they want Pusa 44, we sow it, says Nazar Singh, a farmer based in Barnala. It is quite remarkable that Pusa 44 has retained its prime position for 3 decades. ICAR recommends that a variety should be changed in a decade because it undergoes genetics degradation. But farmers continue to prefer Pusa 44 because it has an assured market. The government buys it at a minimum support price and uses in its public distribution system, says Prahlad Singh Tanwar, head of Kisan Vigyan Kendra, Barnala. So, this is all about this article. Okay. About the article about the water shortage problem in Haryana, there is some data is given, so I just read the data point. Track change. Groundwater levels in Haryana have altered significantly between 2010 and 2020. Hills. In hills, water level in June 2020. 0.0 to 1.5 meters severely waterlogged area. 1.15 to 3 meter potential waterlogged area. 3.01 to 5 buffer zone for waterlogging. 5.01 to 10 meter good groundwater potential area. 10 to 20 meter potential groundwater stressed area, 20 to 30 meter moderately groundwater stressed area, and 30 meter or more severely groundwater stressed area. So this is a data regarding the picture given in the map, where it is shown that which part have a less water shortage and which part has a more water shortage. So this is all about this article. I hope you love this article, enjoy this article and gain some perspective, some knowledge out of it. So keep learning, keep enjoying.